I want to come to you, Indranil, again and ask you to look ahead with regard to what is therefore likely to be the impact as far as our monetary policy is concerned with this kind of a number which is topped most views. What is likely to happen as far as monetary policy is concerned?
I think this number shouldn't have a very critical bearing on the monetary policy because this is, first of all, this is a Q4 number. And we need to look ahead. I think the Monetary Policy Committee had been taking into consideration the growth risks which pan out from the global sort of trade war risks, etc., geopolitical risks, all that taken together. Now, going ahead, I think what needs to be understood is that it's not the investment demand that is likely to push up India's growth. So, investment demand, especially the public sector investment demand, had been at the forefront in terms of pushing up growth. And as Rumki rightly pointed out, the government is clearly focused on fiscal consolidation, and hence they might not be able to increase capital expenditure much beyond what it is currently as a proportion of GDP. Now, given that the only way that India can grow is through the private consumption expenditure, to that extent, the urban consumption expenditure is slack. So they had been doing the heavy lifting in terms of consumption over the last 2 to 3 years post-COVID. But now it appears that from the urban's perspective, the excess savings of the COVID period has already been expended. Yes, the interest rate cuts may be positive for sectors like the real estate, but let us also note that there can be a negative impact, income effect, because we have sort of been reading about job losses, we've been reading about lower salary increments, etc. So how much of that can be negated by reduction in the interest rates is also something that needs to be taken into consideration. Now, the big hope here is that the rural sector fires, and a fall in the food inflation, in my opinion, is a positive for rural sector. Plus the direct impact of agriculture at a 5.4% for the last quarter, and ongoing, we are expecting monsoons to be good, and therefore agricultural growth should remain relatively robust. And that I think is a direct impact, plus the indirect impact of that on the rural consumption. So overall, my prognosis is that with hopefully the consumption expenditure is better.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.